Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
I love to compare and contrast characters in the Bible, how they react, and what we can learn from them. Did you ever think about Jonah and Paul? They had just about the same kind of calling to the Gentiles. They were both around the Mediterranean Sea, too, but they responded very differently when God called. Jonah was a Jewish prophet. He knew when he heard God's voice. We don't know what other things he prophesied about, or if this was the only job God gave him. But when he heard the word of the Lord directing him to preach to Nineveh, he ran the opposite way. He wanted to avoid what God wanted him to do because he thought of the people of Nineveh as his enemies. In fact, later he cited the reason he fled the other direction. It wasn't because he was scared to go. In Jonah 4:2, after the Ninevites had repented and God relented on the disaster he had said that he would bring, Jonah complained. He said, "Didn't I say before I left home that you would do this, Lord? This is why I ran away to Tarshish. I knew that you were a merciful and compassionate God, slow to get angry and filled with unfailing love. You were eager to turn back from destroying people." He didn't want those mean old Ninevites to get saved. He'd already passed judgment on them and decided they deserved destruction. He did not have 1 ounce of love for them. So how much do we have to hate someone not to tell them about Jesus? We know people who are on the road to hell and have no idea what Jesus did for them. How much do we have to hate them not to tell them? As much as Jonah hated the Ninevites? Then we turn to Paul. He started out as a Pharisee, probably close to the type of person Jonah was, proud and self-righteous. He persecuted those who believed in Jesus and thought he was doing right. But then he had an encounter with Jesus and his life changed forever. When God called him to preach to the Gentiles, he went, traveling all over, preaching in as many towns as possible. Even when they beat him or arrested him or even stoned him, he loved them and told them what Jesus had done for them. He didn't have whole cities turn to the Lord like Jonah did, but he certainly helped turn his world upside down. He did it out of love for Jesus as well as love for the people of the world who had not heard the gospel. Love certainly makes a difference, doesn't it? What people have God called you to? They might not be very nice people. They might even be hostile to the Lord and His Word. But the key is to love God and to love them enough to tell them the gospel, both in words and actions, and allow God to work on their hearts. All Jonah had to do was announce what God had told him to say. God did the rest. Even when Jonah didn't love them, God did. Each person we meet is a person Jesus loved enough to die for. And I pray God would give me and you His love for those around us.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes at our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.